Merry meet, Annie here. This is week 14 of the YT Pagan Challenge. It continues to be a delight to watch the videos that everyone is doing and the spirit of community and enthusiasm that's been part of this. This week's subject is, what does magic, spelled M-A-G-I-C /K, mean to you? I don't use the K for a couple of reasons. When I learned my first magics, the K wasn't part of what we did. Oh, that doesn't mean we hadn't seen it in writing. But to us it seemed more like, well, just an archaic spelling of the word. We knew what we meant when we referred to magic. And the K didn't make any more sense to us than using thee or thou or some of the other old phrasing that was part of the work that we did. So very often we, some would say, Americanized our vocabulary. That's why to this day I have folks who correct the way I pronounced something in my path since the 70s. We didn't always pronounce it the way that others did, and we adopted the pronunciations of our teachers. And magic kind of falls in that category. I don't know if this theme was supposed to be a discussion between magic with a C and a K. As an ending, I don't think it was. But it matters to me as part of sharing this subject of, what does magic mean to you? As a young witch, and even now, there's such an instinctual, deep knowing of what is illusion and what we have decided is true for us, that never needed to make a distinct spelling of magic in order to know exactly what it means to me. Yep, I know magic is done as entertainment and illusion and parlor tricks. But the thing is, the more you work your magics, and if you're devout about putting the K on the end, which separates you from the other forms of magic as entertainment, you come to understand there is indeed an aspect of illusion that you play with. Oh, we might call it glamoury or charming or whatever, but that K, which takes away the connection to illusion, well, we could get all Eastern or philosophy and say everything is an illusion. But what it came down to in the end was no need to ever, when it became popular in the circles I was in, to put the K at the end, I never felt the need to. Never felt the need to. Oh, it doesn't mean I don't appreciate those who feel they need to make a distinction between the two, but I always wonder, if you don't instinctually know the difference, you probably shouldn't be working any magics. Know how you spell it, no matter how you spell it. Yeah, that's an old witch's view, a crotchety witch's view on the use of spelling of the word. To me, with a K, it's just archaic spelling. And I want to share my thoughts on that. And the question was, I kept up reminding myself, what does magic mean to you? I would say at the simplest level, aligning to the energetic forces in the universe, specifically the forces of creation and chaos, creation and destruction, the balance of the very existence of everything in the universe that one must destroy in order to create, creating that cycle over and over again. Magic to me means aligning to my gods and my guides also. Aligning to them and declaring rather emphatically in all the workings that I do that I want it to be to my best intention and to the greater good. Magic to me is about exploring who you are, which know thyself, in order to intimately align to those energies. Now, when I align to those energies, considering that the balance of the universe, which is creation and destruction, is my connection to my gods, when I do magic, it's a spiritual act. Oh, it doesn't mean I don't do magic for mundane things. But more often than not, my magics have a greater intent and focus, and they rely on me staying involved with them and doing the work of them. Magic to me is purely energetic. It is knowing that you can choose to manifest. It also comes with an acceptance that things don't always manifest because you know you're capable of manifesting, and sometimes you'll know as time goes by why what you thought happened, needed to happen, didn't happen. Other times you come to an understanding later about it. To me, magic is very deeply and personal and intimately contacted to your own energy. What within you gives birth and destroys and recreates over and over again. But also beyond the me in magic, it's about the guiding forces of love in the universe. And because I am connected when I work magic, and I think our next topic is on spell work, magic to me is not only in alignment to the energies of creation and destruction, but it is also, for me, a highly intimate moment of contact with my gods, a spiritual thing. That's one of the reasons I very rarely have done any workings for petty or mundane things. Oh, it's not that I don't think I can, but considering it's a spiritual act for me, not just an energetic one, I tend to work magic for the larger things, the things that make a difference beyond just my momentary feeling of need or even greed. But the simple answer to what I think magic is, it's a total and complete immersion in the energies of life. And knowing that within that, you can make a difference. It really is that simple for me. I do know the work it takes to get to the place of knowing yourself well enough to know your own energy first. If you don't know who you are, you don't know who you are in relation to, you don't know what you bring to the universe in your unique energy flow, well, then you have a hard time connecting to the energy that's out there, that's chaos and creation and destruction and recreation and over again in that cycle. So there is a deeper layer of magic to me in two senses. I do it aligned to my gods, and that is because I don't feel I'm all-knowing and all-wise and can just shoot out my requests into the universe, even if I think I have pure intent. It's an understanding where we can be fallible. So it's my relationship to my gods in the sense of being watched over and greater wisdom coming into play when my own wisdom was lacking in the moment. And it's also about understanding your unique, energetic fingerprint on the universe. If you don't know who you are, then you don't know who you are in relation to the energies of creation and destruction. So for me, magic is an energy and it is a spiritual connection. And that would be my answer to what does magic mean to you. If you want to join in the fun, lots of people are joining in even at this point, 14 weeks into this, who've been intrigued by or just discovered what we're doing, and we welcome seeing videos from folks who are just now joining the fun, maybe with the current question, maybe catching up on the old questions. And that's very welcome to our community. I wish you all mirth and reverence. Mary Part.